Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Still seeing mostly cloudy conditions out there this morning and seeing a few showers and thunderstorms pushing through the area this morning. I have not seen anything push through locally here at Wallops, but did have a few storms pass close enough for a lightning advisory. But right now we are all clear. No lightning advisory or warning, nor do we see a wind advisory, although things are on the slightly breezy side. Overall, expecting diminishing chances of showers or storms as we move through the next hour or so, and then we'll see a drop in the humidity as a cold boundary pushes through the area. Still seeing some above average temperatures, but overall not as humid as we saw over the weekend. Take a look at the current surface analysis. We have this cool boundary that will be pushing through the area as we move through the morning hours today. Behind it, we'll see high pressure building in, winds out of the northwest, and again, those drier conditions. And that should stick around for the next 24 to 48 hours, and then we'll see a return of some heat humidity as we get into the middle of the week. We look at the upper level winds from this morning sounding, has some west southwesterly to westerly winds through the entire column, seeing our winds start off around 20 knots at 1,000 feet and seeing our peak wind of 43 knots at 25,000 feet, so staying between 20 to 35 knots through much of the column, and then that peak wind up around 25,000 feet. The freeze level today is at 13,600 feet. Quick look at the local radar here. We can see, as mentioned, a few showers and storms pushing through the area. Most of the activity looks to be moving off the coastline at this time as the boundary is quickly behind it, and much of the development that we saw now moving out of the area. So again, we should see diminishing chances of showers and storms as we move over the next hour or so. If we take a look at the current visible satellite, we can see plenty of clouds around the area. Those should start to break up a bit more as we get on the backside of that boundary after it pushes through, with some fair weather cumulus developing behind that with those breezier northwesterly winds. If we look at the short-term high-resolution model, see how things expected to play out over the next 48 hours. As you can see here, model indicating picking up well on that boundary of convective activity pushing through the area, and as expected continues to push off the coast, and we should see improving conditions, or at least less of a chance of any precip or lightning in the area as we move over the next hour or so. And as we get into the afternoon, we'll start to see a decrease in some of the cloud cover. We'll likely see some more in the way of cumulus than the model is showing here. But overall, drier and still some fairly hot conditions as we move through our Monday. Going overnight into Tuesday, we'll see clear skies and the winds become light and variable, and that's going to allow temperatures to cool back down to seasonable conditions for this time of year. And then as we move through today on Tuesday, should see a pretty nice day, still above average temperatures, but not as humid and mostly sunny skies. And then as we go overnight in Tuesday night into Wednesday, we'll start to see a return of that southerly breeze. Through the overnight hours, we'll see some increasing high clouds and a return of some heat and humidity ahead of another cool boundary that will be approaching the area as we get later in the day on Wednesday. If we zoom out, look at the longer term European mile here. Starting Wednesday morning, as you can see, we'll have this upper level trough to start to approach the region. That's going to bring that cool boundary through the area, similar to what we saw today. Likely seeing some shower and storm activity possibly popping up in the afternoon, but a bulk of the activity looks to hold off until the frontal passage gets closer to the area as we move through the overnight time frame Wednesday night and into early Thursday morning. Could see some lingering shower activity through the first part of Wednesday, mainly during the morning hours, and then that should diminish with, once again, less humid air moving into the area behind that front, and some more seasonal temperatures as we go into the end of the week, with possibly some onshore breezes during the day on Friday. Going into the weekend, once again, we've returned to a hot and humid pattern with that high pressure moving off the coast, return of that southerly flow, and a weak warm boundary lifting through the area ahead of another cool boundary that will be approaching as we get later into the weekend. As you can see here, Saturday we'll see a chance of a few pop-up showers possibly during the afternoon, not looking like a very high chance at this time, but with that warmer, more humid air moving through. And then on Sunday, again, with that boundary pushing through, likely a good chance of seeing a few showers or storms out ahead of that as it pushes into our region. So if we look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do have that yellow risk for precip and lightning this morning. Again, that should be diminishing as we go through the next hour. And we do keep a yellow risk for those winds that are above 25 knots through the day, likely seeing those gustier winds behind the front out of the northwest. Expecting those to get up to around 9 to 14 knots, gusting up to 22 knots this afternoon, and seeing our high temperature up around 89 degrees, but that humidity dropping off, keeping the heat index values right around the actual temperature. As we go into the evening, as mentioned, we'll see clearing skies, and we'll see temperatures cooling down to around 66 degrees, which is about average for this time of year. We'll see light and variable winds, setting up for a pretty nice morning on Tuesday morning. Overall, we'll see decreasing clouds as the boundary pushes through, but we'll keep some clouds around 5 to 8,000 feet as we move through the afternoon time frame. And tides are running slightly below normal if we look at the extended forecast here. Nice day for Tuesday, but on the warm side with a high around 88 degrees, but less humid and sunny conditions. Wednesday, we'll see warm and humid conditions start to return, expecting a high around 92 degrees, likely seeing those heat index values getting into the mid and upper 90s on Wednesday. We'll also see some breezy conditions. Good chance of seeing wind advisory during the day on Wednesday, and then we pick up that chance for the PM time frame, some showers and storms pushing through, mainly late PM and through the overnight time frame, as you can see lingering on into the early part of Thursday possibly. Otherwise, we'll see drying conditions on Thursday. High expected around 87 degrees, and as we go into Friday, expecting our high back down to more seasonable temperatures with a high around 83 degrees with the help of an onshore breeze. And as we go into the weekend, we'll start to see more hot and humid conditions, looking at upper 80s to lower 90s for Saturday and Sunday. Overall, mostly cloudy. Do see a very slight chance of a pop-up shower on Saturday, but a better chance of rain activity moving in as we get into the PM time frame of Sunday, with another chance of some showers and thunderstorms. But overall, not expecting any significant accumulation with these events at this time, so looking to stay on the dry side overall. So that's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.